Rickey Smiley Morning Show, the most funny in the morning. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Just another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Pastor Frederick Douglas Haynes. Pastor Haynes, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rickey Smiley and the Rickey Smiley Morning Show family. You know I love you so much. I pray for you as I'm laughing because y'all are crazy. But thank you so much. God bless you. Listen, y'all know, countdown to election day. Got to get your vote on. Get your vote on. Hey, Whitney Houston blesses us today with the song, I Go to the Rock. This song is so powerful because the bottom line is it lets all of us know that in this life there are moments where life is stressing us, working our last nerve. My good friend Jennifer Jones Austin says every now and then in this thing called life be lifing, people be peopling, and guess what? The math ain't mathin'. And when that happens, it's like life is lifing. Doing what life does. Circumstances are tripping you out. People are peopling and doing what people do, jacking with you, messing with you. And then the math ain't math and ain't none of this making sense. When life is stressing you and working your last nerve, here's what you do. Go to the rock. That's what Whitney Houston sings. I go to the rock. Where? Why? Because at the rock there is security in the midst of my stress. Isn't it good to know that God can secure you? God can hold you. God can make sure that you keep it together when everything around you is going crazy. God can secure you and keep you sane in the midst of the insanity that characterizes what's happening in this nation and in this world. So go to the rock, because in the rock you have security, but wait, in the rock you have shelter. That means that God will cover you. So that which tries to come at you, it's got to go through God to get to you. And if it gets to you, it's because God has a greater purpose and plan, and God can somehow snatch something good out of what was bad. Listen, I go to the rock because in the rock I have security. In the rock I have shelter. I go to the rock because the sovereign God is right there looking out for me. So y'all go ahead and have a blessed day. I know this election season has some of us anxious and crazy. Here's what you do. Go to the rock. And when you go to the rock, you'll find security and you'll find shelter. God bless y'all. Have a great one.
There it is, Pastor Haynes, man, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church. Let's get into this music. Love you, Pastor Haynes.
Yes, sir. Love you, Ricky. Have a great one.
Yes, sir. You too. Let's go.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 12 minutes after the hour, y'all got your front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. The front page is brought to you by the Capital One Quick Silver Card. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. What's in your terms apply? See CapitalOne.com for details. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's what's happening in news. Former President Donald Trump fielded questions from reporters in Green Bay, Wisconsin, from a campaign-themed garbage truck. Here's what he had to say.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden. Please.
Are you open people in Puerto Rico to apology for what the vegans said?
No, I love Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico loves me. I don't know anything about a comedian. Nobody's done more for Puerto Rico than me. I took care of them when they had the big hurricanes, and nobody gets along better with Puerto Rico and the Puerto Rican people than me. They love me, and I love them.
Yeah, so he was in a huge garbage truck talking about, Joe Biden's comments about his supporters being garbage, but that's what he had to say. And I think that was typical response from him because people were expecting him to say that he didn't know who the comedian was that made those comments about Puerto Rico. So there you have it. Of course, we're about 5 days until Election Day. Today is Halloween, and if the thought of your presidential candidate losing the race feels spooky, make sure you take advantage of early voting. Most states have that option available now through tomorrow, Friday, November 1st. Of course, you can also vote in person on Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th. Vice presidential candidate Governor Tim Walz will also be on the show today to talk about the Harris campaign and next week's election. I'm Maria Moore, and that's a quick look at news. For updates and more headlines, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
Los Angeles, your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Indeed they did. Dodgers World Series champs, man. Freddie Freeman is the MVP. Yankees, man, they blew that game in the 5th inning last night due to several errors that led to... Was you watching the game, dog?
Yeah, I saw all of the highlights, man, but that is crazy. I just knew the Yankees was going to win.
They had the game won. They fell apart in the 5th inning, made some errors that led to 5 runs.
A bunch of them.
5 unearned runs. Dodgers took advantage of it, and that was the difference in the ball game. So your Dodgers, LA fans, are the World Series champions. And Bronny James, he drops a mid-range jumper for his first NBA points, ironically in Cleveland versus the Cavs, the city that raised his dad, LeBron James. And here's what LeBron had to say about it.
You know, to see him get his first NBA basket in this arena where he grew up not too far away from here, it's an unbelievable moment. Unbelievable moment for him. You know, first of all, for our family, it's just pretty cool to be a part of it.
Indeed, man. Beautiful
Nice.
thing. Beautiful thing right there. That's the quick sports report right there.
sorry.
What happened, dog?
I can't help but think about Magic Johnson and his son.
Oh, talking about EJ.
You know, I'm a comedian, man, so you know your mind just automatically go there. You start thinking nothing.
EJ
Go ahead,
about
man.
6'4", ain't he? 6'5". Brat got the hot spot coming up next. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot
And that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot.
It's the BR18.
All right, y'all, 29 before the top of the hour, y'all, it's time for the hot spot. What up, Brat?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Kim Kardashian reportedly deleted her son's YouTube channel after he shared an anti-Kamala Harris content piece. Kim announced that her son, Saint West, who is 8 years old, would start his own channel in September and asked her followers to subscribe. But on Tuesday, the account appeared to have posted 2 derogatory videos directed at Harris. Screen recordings of the videos showed they have the same handle as Saint's account. By Wednesday, Saint's channel had been taken down. As many people know, Saint's parents, Kim and Kanye West, have opposing political views. Ye has been a supporter of Donald Trump, while Kim was previously endorsed Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. So that page was taken down because he is really too young to have his own page, I think. But I guess they're monitoring it, so kind of glad they took it down. If they can't tell him what he should and shouldn't do, and then he doesn't abide by the rules, Meanwhile, ain't that crazy? Meanwhile, y'all, Meg Thee Stallion sued YouTuber Milagro Grams on Wednesday, accusing the blogger of spreading false information about the night she was shot. The lawsuit specifically alleges Grams deliberately spread misinformation about the 2020 shooting. Tory Lanez was convicted of shooting Megan in the feet that night. She accused Grams of churning out falsehoods while acting as a mouthpiece and puppet for Lanez. The filing also accused Grams of sharing a pornographic deepfake of Megan, which her lawyer said violated a Florida statute that bans altered sexual depictions of real people. Megan alleges that Graham carried out a public campaign to denigrate, belittle, insult, and spread false statements about her. The lawsuit also accuses Graham of cyberstalking, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. So good for Megan to finally be getting something.
I just hope they get in a space where one day where if you do something like that, and you have to use Face ID to get back on the internet or back on a certain app, that you could be banned for life.
Exactly.
Because now everybody have a platform, and if somebody don't like an artist or whoever, they can just tear them down without any type of consequence.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
So that's terrible.
It is bad. Well, y'all, last but not least, earlier this week, it was announced that Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz have called it quits on their relationship. Oh, I love them together. Aww. Oh, well, and even though they might not be together anymore, they're still going to be working together because neither of them are dropping out of the new film called Alpha Gang. Yesterday, Deadline announced the cast for the new movie, which includes Tatum and Kravitz, among many others. Despite the potential awkwardness of sharing the screen with an ex, production sources tell TMZ that Channing and Zoe will absolutely be continuing their roles in Alpha Gang in spite of the split. Now, do y'all think y'all can still work with an ex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a check, honey.
But Gary, we're glad it's nice that neither one of us.
Okay, now.
First to say
goodbye, baby.
Goodbye.
Oh, my goodness. So we going to wrap up the hot spot on the neither one of us.
Wants to be the first to say
goodbye. Coming up, why don't you hit us up with them wake-up calls at 866-9-RICKY. That's 866-9-RICKEY. The time now is 26 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
You liar! I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, 10 before the top of the hour, y'all. It is about that time for comedian extraordinary special K. Got news you positively absolutely cannot use. What up, K?
All right, what up, Rick? What up, everybody else? Today, there was a big, I ain't got time to name all y'all. There was a big Halloween party in Hollywood. There's a lot of H's right there. Went down last night, Gary. You didn't even know about this one, but it went down last night in Hollywood. And it was a grand affair. And let's start it off. Before I tell you about the party, let me tell you who this news you can't use is sponsored by. It's sponsored by Riddle of the Day. Today's riddle: what's the difference between the New York Yankees, Rock T, in the World Series and men from Atlanta?
What's the difference?
Well, unlike a lot of men in Atlanta, the Yankees had a real problem trying to come from behind to win the World Series. They were down by...
Damn, man.
Yeah, they were down. Yeah, you caught that? They were down, and they had a problem trying to come... Anyway,
man, damn.
Yeah, because they was down.
You put some evidence to that damn joke.
They were trying to
figure it out.
That's the point, Gary. I don't want you to figure it out.
Man.
Go tell that joke at the Blue Oyster from Police Academy.
Yes, sir.
Dave, you remember the Blue Oyster?
Remember? Hey, Dave, I had to slide by that one pretty quick. It's a little early. Hey, Dave, give me some music. Give me some good Halloween theme music. How about that? All right, so this big Hollywood party that went down last night, the Halloween party of the year. The guests were treated to a Zoom video concert to start it off, featuring R. Kelly, Tory Lanez, Young Thug, Lil Durk, and it was hosted by a rather somber and subdued P. Diddy. He wasn't his normal self because he's still trying to get used to his new surround. Anyway, Sexy Red showed up with no makeup or a wig, and people mistaked her for legendary actor Don Cheadle. And shortly thereafter, the real Don Cheadle pulled up, and people mistaked him for a comedian and radio personality, Rickey Smiley.
I knew you were going to say that.
So there was a lot of confusion.
As soon as you said Don Cheadle, I said, all right, here it go. Here we go.
So there was a lot of confusion right there. Speaking of confusion, Nene Leakes and Gabrielle Union actually showed up together. They pulled up together, but they were both held up by security because their faces didn't match their ID. So they...
Oh, man, damn.
They were like, wait a minute, who is this? Magic Johnson's son, E.J. Johnson, showed up dressed fabulously as Diana Ross. Yeah, but he caused a problem when one of his stiletto heels that he was wearing poked into the concrete sidewalk and punctured a water line. And it caused a small flood there. Gospel superstar Kurt Franklin was there dressed as his own grandson. He was wearing a pull-up with a onesie and a pacifier.
Hold on, back up, dog.
What's that?
What EJ do with them heels?
Yeah, EJ walked up and he was waiting to get in, and he one of his stilettos poked through the sidewalk and punctured a water line, which caused a minor flood.
Oh, but people said.
And the party ended tragically when comedian actor Faison Love mistakenly ate comedian actor Tommy Davidson, who was leaning against the wall too close to the catering table and a huge plate of wings.
This vote in November is not about the next 4 years. It's about the next 40 years. Let me take you back to Constitution and governance. The President of the United States has the authority to place men and women as judges all across the district courts, the appellate court, and the Supreme Court. In 4 years, Donald Trump has appointed 198 judges to the bench, 2 to the Supreme Court, some 50 plus to appellate court, and the rest to district court. And many of those appointees will sit as justices of judgment for the rest of their lives. So when you don't vote, You don't determine who stands at trial. When you don't vote, you don't get to help determine the judge that sits on the bench. So don't tell me you out here hollering Black Lives Matter if you don't vote. Black lives don't matter to you if you don't vote. When we don't vote, we dismiss ourselves from being part of leveling the playing field of justice in the United States of America.
Period.
Hold it! He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is 5 minutes after the hour. Gary has the tea and the color of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Thursday. A beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. 50 Cent, y'all. Oh, my God. 50 Cent have done some things, y'all, that we know he could be very petty. But now, honey, he is speaking out about one of his colleagues, and it kind of hurt my spirit, y'all. Now, they were saying, y'all, that 50 was, honey, asked, honey, about power star Omari Hardwick's, honey, comments about
Hardwick.
Hardwick's.
Oh, yeah, with a W, not a D.
Oh, Omari Hardwick's.
There's no S at the end of it.
It's an S.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's Hardwick.
It's Hardwick, but it's Hardwick comments.
His comments.
Yes, so don't tell me what it is. I'm looking at the damn story.
Hardwick.
It's Hardwick with the apostrophe S because he's speaking and they're talking about him.
Gary, you right.
Thank you,
you right,
Brad.
but you
Comment y'all about his alleged low pay, y'all. Anyway, now Hardwick, y'all, recently claimed, y'all, that he should have been paid more as he carried the show. Now, he said, quote, I think 50 said, y'all, here's what 50 had to say. Let me just argue with you.
When he says this stuff on, I think he overvalues himself, to be honest with you. Because since then, it's been a long time since he hasn't been in power. Why are we not excited about the new project?
How could he say that about that guy? The guy that worked with him and carried his show for him.
Well, I think the guy was saying that 50 didn't pay him or whatever happened. Then 50, I think, went on to say, well, everybody else ain't complaining about getting paid. Mary was paid nice. Everybody who did the show was paid. So I think, 50 didn't like that. So, he said what he had to have to say about him now because I guess the Omari person said,
he was a cheapskate. He didn't pay him. And all he paid that boy was $150,000 an episode.
Oh.
Well, yeah, Brad, that's a start. They get paid big money.
And per episode, that's not a bad start.
It ain't?
No, it's not. And, I mean, Ghost gave him a character and a job for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Ricky, how much they paid you for Friday after next?
Probably about $2,500 for real.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot of money.
Maybe I got about $5,000 to $7,000 out of it.
Yeah.
And I still got it.
Okay. See that? But honey,
I saved it.
Okay, you did. And you performed for that, too. But this guy worked hard. And like I said, I hear what you're saying, though, Brad. But, yeah, he did give him a platform. But he did, do work real hard. So he probably paid Mary them more because they singers and all that stuff and maybe, quote, unquote, a bigger name. I don't know. But he was very hurt by it. And 50 don't have no right talking about it, saying that he think he's...
Well, then the other guy has no right to talk about it either. So 50 can talk about it. The other guy's talking about it.
Moving on.
Okay.
In other celebrity news, y'all, honey, speaking of 50 pennies, y'all, he also in the news, honey, he was talking about a rumor that he turned down, y'all, $3 million to perform, honey, at a rally for Donald Trump. He said, I got a call.
Damn.
He said they wanted me to perform, referring to their Madison State Garden rally. He said, so he was offered only $3 million, and he also confirmed, y'all, that he was asked to perform at the Republican National Convention. Now, he was talking about...
I would have took that money and went up on stage with a paper bag over my head. My name, Lil Darryl.
Okay. He said the reason why he turned it down, he said because he's afraid of politics. He said, I do not like no part of politics. He said, when you do get involved in it, he said, no matter how you feel, someone passionately disagrees with you. He said, I stay away from religion and I stay away from politics. And he also
they trying to cut into that black man because black men are skeptical about this election. Especially, you think that as well? Trying to cut into
yeah, it's a lot to get into though.
Well, give us some,
huh? No,
do you think they're trying to cut into the black man vote? By
I do. I mean, I think they're trying to split the black community. Divide and conquer. If we're divided and if we can't agree on something, then it's easier to get past us what they want to get past us if we're divided.
But I know you remember you always heard that it says two things you don't discuss: religion and politics.
In certain situations, yeah.
Yeah. So that means if he's not discussing and he don't like politics, did he vote?
Whether he did or not, that's his business to keep it to himself.
He did. All right, then. Well, we're going to pray for 50, honey, and all parties involved. All right, the Kahlua today is one of my favorite Kahluas. My Kahlua today is Caribbean Current. On the high end, you say Caribbean Current, and on the low end, you say beautiful bluish green. That's your Kahlua.
What the hell?
Y'all give it up.
What?
Oh, that's a nice one, Gary.
Oh, man.
Y'all give it up for Gary with the T. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, I got to wake up call. Y'all get them at 866-9-RICKEY. Here we go.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's time to get yourself together. Get it together. Woke you up this morning, saying you and your house shoes go and be better. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Encourage each other and be productive. Come on, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Wanna know what you call it, so come on and tell us. Just wake up.
Good morning, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I would like to wish Alicia, Love Eris, and Jimmy Long a very happy birthday. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Kenny from Louisville, Kentucky. I want to give a big shout out to Rickey Smiley and the morning crew, and a big wake up call to all my coworkers at Tark and my beautiful wife Roberta. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Marilyn Tate from Birmingham, Alabama. Wake up, everybody. It's the last day of October. Halloween. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Let your window up.
Radio. What's yours? Because we gon' let them know. Let them know Miami. Wake up. Where you at? Seattle. Wake up. Let's go. Detroit. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. St. Louis. Wake up. New Orleans. Wake up. And Memphis. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, big shout out this morning to 105.3 R&B, Charlotte, North Carolina. Listen, coming up, man, he is running for the office to be the next vice president of the United States of America. We got Governor Tim Walz coming up next, 24 minutes after the hour, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. So excited this morning. Joining us is the governor of Minnesota, and he is running for vice president of the United States of America. Y'all, please welcome Governor Tim Walz. Hey, Governor Walz, thank you for joining us.
Well, Rickey, thanks for having me. Great to be with you.
How are you feeling, and what are you seeing on the campaign trail?
Well, feeling good. The momentum is strong. Earlier this week, the vice president's speech, I think, laid out what America expects. Unity. I have some real plans around how to reduce prices, how to get small businesses off the ground, and just the decency that they expect out of their president. And I'm seeing large crowds. We're across the South, Georgia, North Carolina, be up in Pennsylvania. We're hitting all the states. She's out there. She's making the case, and we're feeling momentum's on our side, and we're going to win this thing on Tuesday.
All right, so Governor Walz, so glad to talk to you this morning. Vice President Harris made a point of reminding Americans in her address last night even of the serious threat to democracy by your opponent, former President Trump and his agenda or platform, whatever you want to call that. But can you briefly explain why this alone should be a deal breaker for voters? The threat to democracy?
Well, it's foundational. This is a guy who puts himself above all else. And I think what it shows is it's not just the foundation of our democracy that no one should have the law, but this guy's talking about weaponizing the military against folks. And I think the thing for your listeners to understand is he's not focused on the issues you care about. So I think a lot of folks saying, well, what I'm concerned about is why are prices so high? What I'm concerned about is how am I going to buy a house? What I'm concerned about is how do I get this job, or how do I get tax credits so I can start a small business? So I think the reason you should be concerned about it is this guy only cares about himself. He's focused on power. He's focusing on using that power. He is going to undermine the democracy, but he's going to spend all his energies thinking about that rather than you. She laid out an agenda where she's talking about what are the things you care about? How do we make sure that we're tackling tough issues? How do we make sure we're reducing gun violence in our schools? And also, how do we make sure those kids are getting off to a good start in pre-K? So I think for your listeners to understand here is this guy's not concerned about you. He's concerned about himself, and that is a big difference from what the vice president laid out.
This whole election, this campaign has been very polarizing, from both sides. And I imagine it's going to be a task to unify the country no matter who wins. What is your message for, one, voters who are still on the fence about who they're going to vote for, and then your plans to unify and to reach out to Trump supporters should you win the election?
Yeah, that's right. Both the vice president and myself, not just coming from the middle class, but always working across the aisle. The first time I was with her, I got off a bus, and supporters on one side of the streets, folks weren't supporting us on the other. And she turned to me without blinking and said, remember, we work just as hard for this side of the street as that side of the street. She's pledged to make sure that we put dissenting voices in the cabinet. And she's talking about that there's value in having a broad debate and compromising around issues. Contrast that to Donald Trump calling us, enemies from within, talking about using the military, talking about weaponizing the Department of Justice to arrest people just because they disagree with him. And I think, just from the rhetoric that you're hearing us, that we believe that this country can be united. He is working as hard as he can to tell us that we can't be. And then, just the horrific language he's used, whether it was denigrating, Puerto Rican citizens or continuing to stir trouble amongst Americans, that is the exact opposite of what people are hungry for.
Let me ask you, is there anything about this election that really, really make you nervous? What part of this keep you up at night, with the seriousness and the consequences that will come if Donald Trump is elected?
Yeah, I think it starts with, first of all, is that Donald Trump wants us to be cynical. He wants us to believe the system's broken. He keeps telling us, he called us a garbage country. Only he can make us great again. We've always been a great country. And what I worry most about is that people lose faith in it. And they said, what difference does it make if I vote or not? It makes all the difference. And what difference does it make if I, run for office in my community or I serve on a board? And what it does is it continues to divide us and isolate us. I have no doubt Donald Trump will follow through with what he's done. Get rid of the Department of Education, give tax cuts to billionaires, get rid of our health care, continuing to take away women's reproductive rights. He'll do all those things. And what I worry about is people say, what difference does it make? Look, you got 6 days to make a difference for generations to come. 6 days to say, this experiment in democracy needs to stand. We don't stand for one person. We don't pledge allegiance to one guy. We sure the heck don't put their pictures on flags and wave them around. We raise our flag, and it's one that all of us are in it together, and I think that's a big difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning. Y'all, please give it up for Vice Presidential Candidate Governor Tim Walz. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes, sir. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. Already, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, chicken and waffle mix going down. Hey, y'all make sure y'all get out and vote. If you have not early voted yet, make sure y'all go out and vote. Vote is so important, y'all. All right, y'all line. What up, mate?
I'm good, man. You don't know this is a Halloween mega mix, man. You don't know. Hit me up on the gram at JAH Lion Sound.
JAH Lion Sound. Y'all make sure y'all hit my boy Ja Lion up. Boy, we got to have a conversation about all these older women that's being catfish, man, with all these fake Rickey Smiley pages, bruh.
Oh, yeah, dog.
I had four of them showed up to karaoke thinking that we are in a real relationship, like for real. These fake pages, talking about I sent you $400, man. I'm gonna do a whole break on that. Y'all young kids, I tell your grandmama what catfish is, and I'm not talking about the fish that you go and buy and fry. They showing up with bags packed with a overnight bag packed. Talking about what we getting ready to do. Man, I'm gonna talk about that later on. I have to address that. It's scary.
Somebody hit me up saying that, your boy Ricky tripping. I'm like, what you mean? Well, we doing this. We supposed to be doing that. He shot me a ghost.
What?
I said, nah, that's the wrong Ricky. That's not even his page.
That's Ricky Bell from New Edition.
Right. I said, you been catfished.
Black Tony, you been catfished? They got you yet?
I ain't said I ain't been catfished, but I tell you what though. Twin, let me tell you something. I tell you what, boy, I can't take all this drama going on in my world right now. Right now, all this drama.
So basically, you're not coming to work. You're not coming to work.
I done cry, man. I'm walking out the door, and my crazy uncle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give my uncle some credit. He love his church. He do love his church. My uncle got 3 little kids over here staying at my grandma's house. He love his church, and he do everything he can. He a good daddy, and he had dressed. My uncle children love dogs. They love big dogs. They love playing with big dogs. And my uncle, because it's Halloween. I don't know if you know that or not, but it's Halloween.
Yeah.
My uncle done got a real dog outfit, shouting. and we're gonna surprise these children when they come out to go to get on the school bus.
Yeah.
They got a big dog outside. He got a real dog outfit, shouting.
Yeah.
But guess what happened, shouting? And this why I can't make it right now because I'm trying to find me a water hose pipe. Oh, shouted, he in the yard with the dog cartoon on, but these neighborhood dogs, they thought he was a real dog.
Wait a minute, what?
The neighborhood dog thought he was a real dog, shouted, and they got on him.
And what happened?
One of them on him, shouted. He out there hollering, right? One of them on him, shouted.
Oh, that's when he hollering back there?
Yo. I'm finna go to the door, listen. One of them dogs on him, shouted. And I ain't talking about, they ain't trying to fight him, shouted. I guess they thought he was a girl dog eating heat. And they got him hemmed up, shouted.
They stuck blacks on him.
They stuck, shouted. They got him down even though he ain't real, but it's a little hole in the back of the costume where it zip up at. And I guess that dog thought it was, man, I got to save my uncle.
You lying, man. You lying.
So that's your uncle howling like that.
Yeah.
Hold it! He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
On to Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 6 minutes after the hour. Gary has the tea and the color of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Thursday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. It's amazing, y'all, how people could like you 1 minute and hate you the next one. And this is something that this man is doing to Beyonce, and a lot of people are very angry with him. Now, we all recall, y'all, just a couple of months ago, y'all, back, it was rumored that Beyonce was going to make an appearance, y'all, at the Democratic National Convention. Now, they're saying, y'all, that she popped out at a rally, recently in her hometown of Houston to officially, y'all, endorse Vice President Harris for president. Well, now, during that speech, the icon, she emphasized that she wasn't on the campaign trail as a celebrity, but rather as a mother concerned, y'all, for the well-being of her children. Now, despite y'all explaining exactly why Miss Beyonce thought her endorsement was so important, some people were still upset about Beyonce, honey, getting political, including Fox News analyst Mr. Xavier DeRusso. Now, they're saying that the former Black Lives Matter activist called Harris desperate, honey, for her many celebrity endorsements, despite Donald Trump employing a similar strategy, though, admittedly, y'all, his celebrity supporters aren't the same caliber as, Vice President Harris. Now, he gonna talk about she's out here bringing every celebrity that she can get on the endorsement because she knows, honey, that she doesn't have any substance herself. And here's what he had to say.
She's absolutely desperate. I mean, she's out here bringing every celebrity she can to try to get any kind of endorsement because she knows that she doesn't have any substance herself. She brought Beyonce out tonight, and it's like Beyonce doesn't need to be doing that. Beyonce needs to be focused on trying to keep her album on the charts because it's already gone.
Wait a minute, who is that again, Gary?
Baby, that's Miss Xavier Russo, honey. She's of African descent, and baby, that's what he said.
Miss.
Yeah,
he's a gay black dude.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's not, but she looks zesty. Just leave it at that.
Oh.
But anyway, honey, he went out and just went on. But then, honey, they fixed him up though. They dug all up in his email and all his different his tweets, and he loved Beyonce. He was talking about Beyonce, honey, talking about her album, how much he loved her and Jay-Z and all that stuff, honey. But in that same breath, honey, he went on out there and said that about Beyonce. Then he said he was clearly proud of himself taking to X, y'all, how he was dragging Beyonce on live TV. He said that's the bravest thing he's ever done in his career, honey. And people.
And where was he at? Where was he saying this?
He was on Fox News. He was saying
they pay black folks to go on and he's disparage.
I think he's a reporter as well, though. Yeah. And he also referred to the Beehive as domestic terrorists, y'all, honey. Okay. So, but it was. Then he came back and said something again. He said Beyonce, because he was out going to the airport or whatever, and he put his luggage down on the ground, and a bee just happened to go by his luggage. And he said that Beyonce is sending her bees to swarm. He said, but it doesn't change the fact that her album fled the charts like Harriet Tubman in the middle of the night.
Yeah, he just wants some attention.
Yeah.
He wants Beyonce to comment to him because he loved her so much.
Exactly.
He is such a fan. Run it back and check the receipts. He is such a fan when he was loving her and panning out over her.
Exactly.
Now you got something to say. You just want her to say something to you, and she not. gonna bow down to your level or stoop to your level.
Yes, honey. I'm like, oh my God, honey. How could he sit there
Haters
on national TV and say that about Beyonce, but then they dug up and found out all the stuff, honey.
Because, baby, she killed that speech.
Yeah.
She looked beautiful. Her and Kelly, I was so proud of both of them.
Yes, honey. So, Mr. DeRusso, we're sorry, honey. Sorry, but not sorry.
Sorry, girl.
Moving on, honey. In other celebrity news, y'all. Okay, now, this is very interesting. Now, a lawsuit continued to mount against Sean Diddy Combs. Now, there's one person, y'all, who's still standing by his side. And, baby, that's Miss Kalana Harper from Diddy-led musical group The Trio. You remember Dirty Money, y'all? Mm-hmm. They say she is not only supporting her former... Kalima, yeah. Harper. She said she's not only supporting her former boss, but they say she's throwing some real bad shade at Cassie, y'all. This is sad, honey. You know, she said some real disparaging things about Cassie, honey. She said she loved her to death, she said, but she naive, like getting high, honey. She likes partying. She also said, I saw Cassie grow up, honey, from a little girl that was willing to, like, give anybody, everybody, anything. She said, you know, lap dances, basically. She said, you know, honey, get drunk and just have a good time like any model would do. I'm like, oh, she said that about that girl?
If they witnessed it.
Well, yeah,
they witnessed it, and they talking about it now. They gonna be on the stand talking about it.
And that's what they saying. So they saying most of his celebrities, at least the people that's charging, that's at least claiming that did something to them, they said they gonna have them to reveal their name.
But this is the one he reached out to, and they didn't want him to reach out to her. Because she was in the group, right?
Yeah.
How y'all think all this stuff gonna end, though?
I don't know. We gotta wait and see what happens in court.
Yeah, but he may have enough money to get off on it, though. You know, he may.
I think a lot of people coming out just trying to get some money. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
How much is he worth?
How much is he worth?
I don't know. They said he spent about $600 million already.
Golly.
What, you talking about on attorney fees or just paying off Cassie?
Attorney fees, just everything. They say it's kind of dwindling down a little bit because he's got so much to pay.
Earlier this year, it was worth $1 billion.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Between Ciroc, DeLeon, all of his companies. Yeah.
John.
Yeah, I mean,
he got a lot of real estate deals and real estate properties out there.
Yeah, but you know what? I think they're gonna keep him in jail just enough to get broke. They're gonna keep charging and make you pay all that money.
Well,
and
his
stuff.
thing comes what? They said March or May.
May.
Oh,
that's a whole nother year. So well. We're going to keep our parties lifted up in prayer, y'all. Bless his spirit, honey, because, honey, that's a lot. Because, I mean, he's worth more than $50 million. I know because that's what he was trying to pay to get out of jail, and they told him, no, honey, we don't want your money. So
let's keep Diddy's family in prayer,
yes,
too.
them children, honey, bless their
his
souls.
Daughters,
you know, hopefully
his mama,
yeah.
you know.
Hope they don't beat Ray J or nobody
and
else.
the victims.
Yeah, and the victims, yes.
And the victims.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
The real victims.
The real victims,
yeah.
The real victims.
Yeah. We're going to see, honey. This too shall pass. All right, the Kahlua today is one of my favorite Kahluas. My Kahlua today is Caribbean Current. On the high end, you say Caribbean Current, and on the low end, you say beautiful blue-green. That's your Kahlua for today.
Did you see that post?
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Today is Halloween. That's right, y'all, and it's only right that we speak on superstitions. And this going to really get on Brat nerve because she is sanctified apostolic.
Hey!
Boy, look at him. I'm talking about grew up in the church and she don't be playing about this stuff. That's why it's so fun. I love when your nerves get bad around stuff like this.
You did too.
It brings me so much joy to see you irritated. See every time we have a psychic on, you see you get up and run out the room. Boy, I
don't play with them. I don't do
it. But that brings me so much joy right there. And,
it's not funny.
We all have a superstition or two. My grandma used to then believe that splitting a pole. Now, my grandma didn't play that. Yeah, you better go and walk back around that pole. Now, whether it's a lucky pair of pants or believing that Friday the 13th is a day of bad luck. So
Ricky, and I got a list of superstition things that some people take very, very seriously, like opening umbrellas inside, throwing salt over your shoulder. That seemed demonic. That seemed like witchcraft.
I don't know nothing about throwing salt over your shoulder.
Me either.
No, that's what I
never
said
heard of
that.
that.
My cousin, that's what she would. If you don't want somebody to come back to your house, you throw salt behind them.
But I thought you said your wife does that. Brat.
Who?
I thought Judy does that. Like
absolutely not. No salt.
Oh, but if you sweep your feet?
If you sweep your feet, yes. She don't play about that. It ain't no salt. I don't like that salt thing sound like witchcraft or something like that. Don't sprinkle nothing on me now. I got a problem with that.
The knocking on wood.
Yep, knocking twice on wood is supposed to reverse bad luck.
Okay,
Oh,
Rick.
is that what it does?
People do that though, but I don't do that as a superstition.
Me
but
neither. I just
Sometimes
say-
you be like, knock
Okay,
on
Ricky
wood.
and Brat in
Exactly.
particular, do y'all have anything superstitious about before you go on stage? Like, I can't have nothing in my pockets.
Really?
No.
I hate
I
having
can't-
anything in my pockets.
Let me tell you something that throw me off. When people are backstage bothering me before I perform. That's a whole, I can't stand it. These damn promoters, the DJ got 50 people with him and the promoter got his mama and aunties and all this stuff. And you getting ready to go on stage and memorize 1 hour worth of material and somebody back there talking about a damn selfie. Get on my nerves, man. Take your ass in the audience.
Well, did y'all hear about
I
the
was
left
cussed.
itchy palm saying you're going to get money?
Oh, I love that one, honey. With my
I-
palms itch, I feel, ooh, good.
What about a black cat crossing your path? Is that bad luck to some
That
people?
ain't bad luck to me. I deal with it.
Of course you do. What about bad luck coming in threes or death coming in threes?
Yeah, I believe in that.
I mean, I see it a lot. I think that's more just a coincidence.
Yeah. You just
Yeah.
pay more attention to it.
Yeah.
What about walking under a ladder?
Hey, you got to walk up on the ladder. Somebody up on the ladder, you got to hold the ladder
got-
still so they won't fall.
Right.
Yeah, some of this stuff
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
stuff is just a little crazy. And
If something good happens to me, I try to remember what I did right before. Like if I did some kind of silly dance or I walked a certain way, I'll keep doing that.
man, you gonna have no damn good
Oh,
luck.
God.
You and your
Please
damn
don't,
wife.
Roxy.
Keep doing that.
Please
And
don't.
you don't even be want to talk about this on the radio. Your ass go buy tickets to the Special Olympics and go sit all the way up at the top. You and your wife with a blanket over y'all face, laughing. Y'all going to hell.
No, we don't do it to be laughing, though. We trying to support.
Rob.
Yeah.
Why would you? Okay, if y'all going to the Special Olympics, why y'all go sit all the way up at the top in the corner where ain't nobody sitting? You know it don't be packed.
Because they be staring at you hard, dog. So you gotta get off in the cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do y'all believe in the mirror thing? When you break the mirror, 7 years bad luck?
I ain't never broke a mirror on.
I broke a mirror before and I had some good luck, so I don't believe
I
that.
personally don't like to see ladies put their purse on the floor.
Oh,
No,
Did
I
I
don't
just say
like.
that?
Well, I don't put mine on the floor now.
That
I
ain't superstitious, but I
That's
just
just-
like
that's
like
just
ma'am,
crazy.
you don't have to put your because you know most of y'all purses are expensive. And I don't,
Come
you
on
know,
now.
like put your
I don't
purse
be
up
wanting
on
mine to get
the
dirty.
table. Yeah.
Yes.
So this morning we want to know what are your superstitions that you swear by and will not break. Gary, what's one of yours?
I don't swear by it, 'cause you know what? When I was a teenager, I went and see the movie Malcolm X. And after seeing Malcolm X, when they talked about the black cat that you talk about, I don't have that superstition anymore. Because, you know, they say if a black cat cross your path, you're going to have bad luck. And they explained that in the movie. So after I saw that, I said, the hell with that, honey. They could cross over me and do whatever they want. Because I don't believe it.
Has
no
a
more.
black cat ever crossed your path, though, dog?
Yeah, I took him to Dallas Gentleman in the strip club one night. You remember that, Gary?
Oh, now, how could I forget it? Hell.
When he went on prom night.
I tried to take him. I tried to. Yeah. Now he hit on prom night. I tried to take him to the strip club. Try to help him get back right. You know, because he way over here to the right, trying to bring him to at least to the middle.
Right.
To the middle.
Let you see, so let him know what he missing. And the girls was walking around there. They ain't have no shirt on. They were hugging like, "Oh my God, Gary with the T," and they were just hugging on. He over there talking about, I said, man,
Nobody to see me.
He
They
definitely
just
ain't
breasts.
Gary with the BDE.
They just breasts. They was hugging you. They was embracing you, Gary. Gary, none of that turned you on. I got you a lap dance. Ain't none of that. They ain't do nothing for you.
I'm a Christian, honey. I'm trying to see Jesus' face, so I did not want that.
My Lord.
Nah.
I know that's right, Gary.
Climbing up.
Okay.
Maria, you have any superstitions?
You know, I'm very superstitious about the Bloody Mary and the Candy Man, you know, turning the lights off and looking in the mirror and saying that. I will never do that. That just scares me. Seeing it, you know, on the movie and stuff like that. Nah. Yeah.
You said you ain't have none of that, huh?
Nah.
What about that game, that Ouija board? Anybody? I don't think nobody.
I don't like that.
Ain't nobody fooling with
Ain't
that.
nobody
that
playing
feel
with
like
that.
witchcraft.
No.
No, sir.
Tarot
Y'all-
cards, Ouija boards, all that is a no for
That's
me.
like setting the Bible on fire.
No. Don't bring no voodoo-looking doll to my house. Nothing strange now.
I got one. I got a
What?
It looks voodoo-ish. I bought it from the pawn shop.
I ain't never coming over. Why would you buy something like that from a pawn shop?
Because it was cute.
It's probably possessed.
You don't know who had that
But let
thing.
me tell you,
Who prayed over it?
Let me tell you, but my neighbor, honey, when I was going through my counseling and stuff, honey, she came to my house. She said, Gary, honey, I could pray for you, but not with that doll in the house.
I don't blame her.
She made me take it out.
You good. You should have thrown it away.
All right, let's go to the phones. 8669 Ricky, good morning.
This is Michelle. I'm calling from Lexington, South Carolina. One superstition I will not break is on New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, I was taught that the first person to call you would have to be a man. And also that man or whatever man has to be the first person to walk through your home. He has to walk through every room of the house on New Year's Day to bring luck throughout the year.
My name is Chris. I'm calling from Shreveport. Don't stand behind me when I'm gambling. I don't care about Big Mama Sugar. Leave me alone. I'm gambling.
Don't sweep my feet with a broom. Hi, this is Marie, and I'm calling from Ohio. And one superstition I will not break is splitting the pole. You better not split that pole while you walking with me. Come back around around here.
My name is Jay. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Superstition that I still do to this day. When I was little, my mom used to comb her hair, and she used to take the hair out and flush it. And I still do this to this very day because they always say you would mess around and get headaches and migraines.
I'm Sean from Chicago. I will not break stepping on the back of someone's foot and tapping them 3 times on their shoulder.
Okay, Henry from Houston, Texas. A black cat used to run across in front of me driving down the street. I would stop and back up the whole street.
Good morning. This is Sophia calling from Tyler, Texas. Now, I heard him say about the black cat. No, it's going to be a bump in the road. But for some reason, I do not believe in splitting poles.
Oh, my God. I tell you, man, there's a lot of bad luck out there. A lot of people that's superstitious. And I tell you, sometimes, man, y'all, Brat, everybody, y'all need to be careful. Y'all need to be careful. Because if you do stuff like don't invite people over to your house and just be nice, you'll have this back fat on the side.
Like Gary.
I invite people over.
Yeah. Look like a king cobra.
Gary invited me over to sit down.
You say what? He look like Rock.
Gary look like a king cobra. All that back fat. Got bat wings.
How did this turn into an attack?
I know.
Gary, you gonna let him talk about you like that, Gary?
Child, I'm not worried about him. Popeye.
What you say, Rock TV having on, Gary?
Some mess.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. What up, Jeff?
What up, Rick? What up, Rock? What up, everybody?
What up,
Y'all doing good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man, listen, I got a good friend with me today. My man Quentin James is the head of an organization called Vote to Live. They are one of the many organizations engaging our community, have been through the cycle, have been in these last days, and I really wanted to come on and talk specifically about these last steps of the polls. What's up, Q?
What's up, Jeff? What's up, Ricky?
Hey, man, good morning, man. Happy to have you.
Thank you for having us.
So Quentin, tell me really quickly, what is Vote to Live and what have you all been doing throughout the cycle?
Yeah, thanks so much, Jeff. So Vote to Live is a civic engagement organization focused on turning out black voters. We want to make sure that black voters have every resource and piece of information they need to show up and vote this election cycle.
And so one of the things that you all are doing in these last days is a rides program, transportation to the polls. And I've talked to a lot of people that I've had to explain why this is important. Like, what's the deal? Why did you all decide to take on this as one of the many things that you were doing?
Yeah, so we've seen a ton of rolling back of our right to vote over the past few years, whether it's in Georgia, people tried to outlaw people's ability to pass out water to get to the polls. What we know when we surveyed voters who didn't vote in 2020 is that over 30% of the folks who didn't vote cited transportation as the issue as why they didn't show up at the polls. And so we wanted to make sure this year people had an ability to get to the polls. So we are offering $30 vouchers through the rideshare company Uber to get folks to the polls, both for early vote and on election day.
So this even on early vote, people are able to access vouchers to get an Uber to the polls if they don't have transportation.
Exactly. People can go to ridetovote.com and request a free ride to go vote. I'm running that program across the country in a few key states, including Georgia, North Carolina, Maryland, Texas, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan. We want to make sure folks, again, have the ability to get to the polls and vote in some of the most critical states coming up for this weekend and on Tuesday.
Thank you. Beyond rides to the polls, as people are preparing these last steps, taking advantage of early vote that in a lot of states goes through this week and voting on November 5th, what are the one or two things people have to know as they're going to the polls?
Yeah, so there have been a lot of changes that, these states have been enacting. So if folks need information about what's on their ballot, where their polling site might be, who's running, and their area, you can go to votetolive.org and find all that information out to make sure that you have everything you need, including what to bring with you to go vote, to make sure that you are vote ready. Again, this weekend, going into the last days of early voting, some of the states, as also on Election Day on Tuesday.
Kay, as we get to these last days, what are you most worried about and think people need to be concerned with, or at least intentional about as they go to the polls?
I think
I don't want to say that I'm worried about it as much as I am. I'm concerned with how some of these narratives are being set up to create the illusion that there is, this widespread fraud and deceptions and all kind of tricks and stuff going on. And I'm just hoping that America shows me that they're better than what I thought they were.
Absolutely, I agree.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I want them to surprise me like they did in 2008.
Well, and Quentin, I think you would agree that what's crazy is there's been less voter fraud in America than almost anywhere else in the world. And so regardless of who the poll workers are, whether it's a Republican area or a democratically controlled area, we've got less voter fraud. And there continues to be proof that there's not a lot of voter fraud in America every single cycle. And so I agree with you, Kay, that's got to happen. Let me do this. Quentin, thank you for coming on. I'm loving what Vote to Live is doing. Can you tell people where they can find information?
Exactly. People can go to votetolive.org or ridetovote.com. Get everything you need to show up and vote this election season.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and there was less common early detection and screening could save you or someone that you know in your life. Joining us this morning is the prominent music executive, father of two global superstars, Beyonce and Solange, and breast cancer survivor. Y'all, please welcome the one and only Mathew Knowles.
I'm Rickey Smiley. Rickey Smiley, you got in that milk.
Hey,
I need some milk.
hey, big dog, we got to hang out, man. Hey, I miss you. I ain't seen you in a long time, bro.
I know, bro. We got to get back together, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I'm so happy to have you, man. So talk about your story first. How did you discover, that you had breast cancer? And some people probably never heard of men having breast cancer. Break that down for us this morning.
Yeah, well, I like to say male breast cancer, so we differentiate it from women. But, I used to sell mammography equipment years ago, so I knew when I had this discharge in my chest, I had this bloody discharge, that it could be male breast cancer. Got a mammogram, and sure enough, it was.
So many people, they did not see breast cancer as an issue amongst men. Did you ever think breast cancer was a possibility for you? And then the second part of the question is, why do you feel it's so essential to raise awareness about breast cancer in men and support genetic testing?
Well, I have family history going back to my grandmother with breast cancer, and a family history and going back as far as my grandfather with prostate cancer. So I partnered up and joined forces with 23andMe as a global ambassador with the program they have called Total Health, a longevity platform. And what that is it's a genetic test, a saliva sample. Y'all, especially guys out there, it's not going to hurt. You just do a saliva sample. And then it tells you if you have a higher probability, not that you're going to get it, but that you might have a higher probability to get prostate cancer, melanoma, pancreatic cancer, male breast cancer, and for women, ovarian cancer and breast cancer.
So, Mr. Mathew, are there any specific lifestyle changes that you've adopted to improve your health post-diagnosis?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I made lifestyle change. I've lost 35 pounds. I plan on losing another 15. Changed my diet. Seldom do I eat meat. I exercise. I walk 2 miles every other day. And, you know, those are some of the things that I do to change my lifestyle. And you're right. When you get this information, then you can make informed, important decisions. So genetic testing is about getting information on your health. And you can do the same for strokes, heart attacks, Alzheimer's, all sorts of other ways you can use genetic testing.
Wow. Well, we really appreciate you coming on and talking about this, especially for the men out there who really may not be aware of this information. You talked about the discharge as being one of your symptoms, but are there other symptoms that men specifically should look out for when they're trying to self-screen for breast cancer?
Yeah, some of them are the same as women. Lumps, hardening around the nipple area. Those are some of the things to look for if you're a man. But the best way is to get a genetic test and then see what we call BRCA2. If you're BRCA2 mutated, that'll give you a strong indication that you might have a higher risk. And then you go to your medical professionals and come up with a game plan.
And I want to ask you, how did you approach sharing that diagnosis with your family? Was that hard for you?
No, it was easy for me. You know me. I got everybody in a room and we talked about it. And everybody got a test and we're all good. And, you know, it's, again, you can talk about it, but it really is about getting the test. You can talk about it all day long, all night long. You'll never really know until you get a genetic test.
Man, we are so happy to have you, and thank you for jumping on with all this information. We definitely shout out to Fisk University. Go on, shout out your name and your chapter.
8 to 5.
Man, absolutely love you, man. And let everybody know how they can follow you, because I know you got a lot of information on your social media.
Yeah, they can go to MathewKnowles.com. That's pretty simple. It's only one T in Mathew, MathewKnowles.com.
Hey, man, I love you, man. And ain't nobody called me and told me nothing.
I need some of that milk.
Yeah, what's some milk? Hey, dog, we got to hang out soon, man. I love you. I miss you, man.
All right, man. Love you.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 25 minutes after the hour, y'all got your front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's what's happening in news. We've been hearing about all the shenanigans happening with this election cycle. Now in Florida, an 18-year-old was arrested outside of a polling location on Tuesday after police said he wielded a machete in order to intimidate voters. Caleb James Williams faces charges of aggravated assault on a person 65 years of age or older and improper exhibition of a firearm or dangerous weapon. Now, Williams was seen with flags bearing former President Donald Trump's name. During the incident, the Neptune Beach Police Department said Williams brandished a machete in an aggressive, threatening posture over his head at two women ages 71 and 54. But guess what, Ricky? They voted anyway.
Wow.
In other news, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is warning that cases of walking pneumonia are on the rise in children. Walking pneumonia is a typical mild lung infection or mild form of pneumonia caused by bacteria, viruses, or mold. Now, symptoms include a sore throat, sneezing, or a lingering cough, headache, and mild chills accompanied by a low-grade fever. Now, to protect yourself and your family, the CDC encourages you to stay up to date on immunizations, practice good hygiene, such as regular hand washing, and take steps for cleaner air, such as opening doors and doing things outside. Lastly, Ricky, the students here at Florida A&M University are still high off of your visit a couple of weeks ago. I'm here to celebrate homecoming and speak at the School of Journalism. So I just want to say happy homecoming to all of my fellow Rattlers out there. Yes, they love you so much, Ricky.
All y'all Rattlers, hope y'all have a happy happy homecoming, especially the communications department.
Yes.
What a great bunch of kids. Great kids, great facility. I had a great time there. Absolutely.
For sure, yes. I'm Maria Moore, and that's what's happening in news. For updates and more headlines, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time for Rock T NFL Picks of the Week. Oh, I was 10-5 last week. You know I'm the sports genius. I don't give you the over or the under. I'm just going to tell you who's going to win the damn game. Let's get it poppin'. Tonight, Thursday Night Football, Houston at the Jets. Oh, man, I'm not ready to give up on Aaron Rodgers, even though he's having a sorry season. I'm picking the upset for the Jets to beat the Texans tonight. Oh, my, Buffalo beats Miami. Baltimore over Denver. Cleveland beats the Chargers. The battle of the sorries game of the week. The New Orleans Saints will beat the Carolina Panthers. Cincinnati over the Raiders. Washington beats the Giants. Atlanta over the Dallas Cowboys. I said it.
Yep.
New England over Tennessee. Arizona beats Chicago. Philadelphia over Jacksonville. My Detroit Lions will beat the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. Oh, yes. Seattle over the Rams. Vikings beat Indianapolis. And the Kansas City Chiefs will remain undefeated and beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Lions to the Super Bowl. Let's go, baby. Hey, I'm on social media right now at Rock T. Holla.
Shout out to comedian Big Sean and comedian Tony Roberts. They're big Detroit Lions fans, and I love the D man. So you can't be against Detroit. I love the Cowboys, but we ain't having a good year.
Hey dog,
but you got to pull for the D man. Everybody.
Hey dog, quick. You just violated two-man laws. You said pull for the D, and you
said I love
the D. No, for Detroit. They call Detroit the D.
Hold on. That was a big pause. I'm glad Rock T caught it before I did.
You can catch me at the
Everybody that's listening to us in Detroit and Flint right now, everybody calls Detroit the D.
It's just the way you said it, the way it came out.
Man, forget that. Y'all violate man law by noticing that.
Okay.
Hello.
You can't pull.
Don't you dare.
You can't pull for the D.
Super Day.
Not you can't pull.
Arrest him, please.
Super Day said you under arrest.
You can't pull for Detroit.
You're under arrest.
So you can't pull for Detroit. You can't pull for Detroit.
Can.
Yeah, but
it's just the way you said
You
it.
can pull for Detroit, but not the D.
Said I love the D.
Yeah.
Detroit, man.
That's my lingo.
Oh my God. Boy, y'all so damn immature and petty. Man, Brat, go on with the hospital with your messy self.
What I did?
Man, go on, bro. Go on.
I know you love the D like that.
Oh, I am the D. Let's talk about that. I am the D. Huh? Make that thing go.
All right. Okay. D is for dedication.
Go, Brat.
Let's keep it
in the
going.
building.
What up, though?
All right, y'all. Drake and Chris Brown are once again facing copyright infringement allegations over their hit song No Guidance. According to Music Business Worldwide, artists Tykia Dore and Mark Stevens are suing Breezy and Drizzy for at least $5 million over claims that No Guidance was stole from their 2016 track I Got It. Now, the lawsuit alleges that Brown, Drake, and other songwriters behind No Guidance took the main lyric from I Got It and changed it to You Got It using the same chord progressions, tempo, pitch, key, melody, harmony, rhythm, structure, phrasing, and lyrics as Dore and Stevens' original track. The complaint argues that it's impossible to not hear the two songs are substantially similar.
That's close.
Very close.
That's real
very
close.
close.
Very close.
Very close. I am a no commenter. Let's move on. Two more Young Thug's co-defendants are taking plea deals in the long-running Atlanta racketeering case against YSL Gang, leaving Thug facing trial with just two other defendants. A week after improper testimony from a state's witness threw the trial into chaos and sparked talk of a mistrial, prosecutors and defense attorneys continue to show a willingness to strike deals rather than risk starting the massive trial over from scratch. So a hearing at Quay, Huey pleaded guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, robbery, and several other counts, with the prosecutors agreeing to drop a slew of others. Under the deal, Huey received a sentence of 25 years, but with just 9 to be served in prison. Another defendant, Lil Rod, pled guilty to a single racketeering conspiracy charge and was sentenced to 10 years, which was commuted to time served, since he is already serving a life sentence for a 2019 murder. So, Lord have mercy. He only got 2 other defendants still left with him, people taking plea deals instead of having to deal with the case starting all over, because they're ready to get out.
Right.
They've been in there forever. Oh my goodness, I can't wait till it's over so they can come to whatever conclusion they're going to come to and let the people out that has either already served their time for being in there so long. Is it going on 2 years? It feel like almost 2 years. Is it just 1?
About a year and a half.
5.
It feel like 5, right? It's been going on for a long time. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note. But coming up next, we got the Praise Mixdown with the White Stone. The time now is 26 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.